love seeing turtles in a naturalistic environment. They are a great species and they do well in captivity. In fact, they're a very popular pet in Japan. Very, very personable, interesting species, a lot of personality. Once you get to a certain degree with pond turtles, guys, they're all very similar in the way you got to care for them. How cool is this little wetland to see turtles like this moving in it? Don't you love this, guys? It really is fun to peek into the world of a turtle and just get to see how they behave when they're underwater. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Kenan here, and today we're going to learn about this little species of turtle. This is the Japanese wood turtle. They also call it the Japanese pond turtle or the stone turtle.
We sincerely thank all of you happy campers out there. Your support makes a real difference in our efforts here at Kamp Kenan. This week's special shout out goes to Jennifer Moreno. Thank you for all you do and for loving reptiles.
Scientists call it Moremys japonica, and it is a beautiful little and attractive species, of course, from Japan. And these little guys are found in just about every freshwater body you can think of. And we're talking lakes, ditches, canals, fast flowing streams. They're found in ponds. They're just a really beautiful little turtle. And I recently got this one from one of my viewers who years ago picked it up and sent it back. So it's really a beautiful animal. Look at that beautiful plastron, really nice and black. And then you can see why they call it a stone turtle, kind of olive colors. The head's really beautiful here. These guys are awesome. And I thought today would be fun just to kind of hang out with one and let it kind of hang out in this wetland filter of the giant pond. So this little guy is gonna get moving, man. And we can do our thing. Ooh, that's cold water. Definitely cold water, people. So awesome. We're gonna let him go under, and I wanna kind of just follow him around and see what he gets onto. And we'll talk a little bit about this amazing little turtle species. So here we go. Oh my gosh, so cool. I love having this pond. This aquascape ecosystem is awesome. And look at how he blends in right away to that algae. Let's give him a follow. These guys like to hide in aquatic vegetation. They're omnivores also. So these guys are gonna eat little crayfish. They're gonna eat little invertebrates. They're also gonna be eating, oh gosh, just about anything they can catch. Really, really pretty little guy. I love seeing turtles in a naturalistic environment. And that's why I like to bring them out into this wetland, because we're able to really see how they behave. Now I gotta be careful. I don't want this little guy to disappear on me. It's so cool though, the way these guys use their camouflage, their coloration to kind of fit into their surroundings. There we go. Nice little breath. We're gonna have to be fast with this guy. But they are a great species and they do well in captivity. In fact, they're a very popular pet in Japan, as you can imagine. And so you guys can keep them in an aquarium. They do very well as full aquatics. But they also like to wander about on land from time to time. So I would say when you make your aquarium, you should make sure that there's large enough land area for them to comfortably bask on. And if you have more than one animal, you want to make sure that basking area can accommodate both of them without any issue. So cool, there he is. Look at that little head. He kind of almost looks like he blends in nicely with that dollar grass that's kind of up next to him. But yeah, so good filtration is very important with turtles, as you can imagine, or you're gonna have to make sure you can easily drain the habitat that you build for them so that you can make sure they get clean water. So very, very important. I'm just trying to scurry around here. There we go. This guy's just very curious, don't you think? How awesome is this? See, he's looking right at the camera. Yeah, so Japanese wood turtles don't get much bigger than this. The female's just a little bit bigger than this male here. About 5-6 inches is gonna be max size for an adult male. Female's just slightly larger. So this is a very small species, which means it's very good in captivity, guys. Very, very personable, interesting species, a lot of personality. And again, because they eat, they're an omnivore, it's gonna be real easy to feed them. I'm feeding them the fluke or freshwater turtle diet, their bugs. buffet blend, which has a really great variation and variety of foods in it. It's got pellets, it's got krill, it's got mealworms. So that always works out really well for me. And you can see this little guy just taking in the new surroundings. Now, again, I'm just letting this guy kind of swim around, explore around today like I do with most of my animals. Right now, he's in with the Japanese reeved turtles, and he's actually just kind of hanging out with them. And they're in a waterland tub. So I'm gonna raise them up because I don't want them to be put into the big pond because they're so small that I'm afraid a airborne predator or a raccoon might get at them, and I definitely don't want to lose these guys. Just a really, really cool species. I actually haven't done too much work with them before, but once you get to a certain degree with pond turtles, guys, they're all very similar in the way you got to care for them. So awesome stuff here with this little guy. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can get him to move around a little bit and see how he does swimming. Come on, little guy. Let's see. Oh, he's gonna want to go in towards, he wants to go in towards the, there we go. Beautiful. I love how they just kind of walk around on the ground, hanging around. We got a lot of algae. And in fact, guys, if you look around, this wetland filter is definitely matured quite a bit. I'm gonna need to do a little work on this as well. We gotta trim back some of the plants and make sure that we give it a good clean out. I do that once a year, really trim back this filter and allow it to kind of regenerate. Believe it or not, that helps get rid of some of the nutrients that the plants have saved up. You want to get rid of some of that so they can replenish themselves. You don't want them to overgrow, because then they're not going to be as effective removing nutrients and kind of, pollutants to the pond. If that makes any sense, I don't know. I am not the pond professor, but it is what they told me to do, so I do it. In the meantime, loving this little turtle, man. Such a beautiful species. So you can see they call them a stone turtle also because they can be found in rocky ponds and they look like a little stone. So they kind of get that name as well. I love this. He really seems to be curious about that GoPro that we're filming him with. And I haven't seen him scurry away or anything. This is really neat. How cool is this little wetland to see turtles like this moving in it? I was wondering if there's a way I could fence in this wetland and keep them from going into the main area, because I think this is the perfect little habitat for some smaller species of turtles. There's his little head poking up right there. Awesome, man. Don't you love this, guys? This is cool. So there's plenty of ways you can keep this turtle. As I was mentioning, an aquarium is one of them. I prefer larger tubs or ponds, but if you're gonna do an aquarium, a good rule of thumb, guys, is for every inch your turtle is, you should add about 10 gallons of water. So if you got a 5-inch turtle, he's gonna need a 50-gallon aquarium. So they do need more space than you would think. Even though they're a smaller species, we know that turtles are kind of messy, and they mess and foul their water up pretty quick unless you have really good filtration. So that's why I always go bigger. Going big is good, and this way the little guy will have the healthiest environment to live in. Very, very important when we're dealing with turtles to make sure they have a healthy, naturalistic environment with clean water. Come here, little buddy. Come here. Oh, that is so awesome, man. Really friendly little guy, don't you think? Hasn't really gotten freaked out at all. I'm loving this little dude. And again, it is a male. You can see that long tail right there. You see the vent of the tail is towards the tip as opposed towards the base where it would be if it were a female. So very, very pretty turtle. And again, just the differences between the top and bottom as far as coloration. Really, really splendid animal. And that's a word you just don't hear often now, do you? Splendid. We're gonna go ahead and put him back under. Get this other camera ready. There he goes. Oh, he's a little bit more nervous now because I'm this looming creature. Oh, that is so rad. And we really don't ever come into the wetland, do we? But here we are, hanging out in a filter, if you can believe that. So cool. There's so much life happening in here. Look at all these plants that have grown. There's all kinds of snails and little guppies living in it. Little mosquito fish here, gambusia. This is so awesome. There's also snakes living in here, and it's just a really cool habitat that the guys at Aquascape have provided me for my animals. And this little dude's just looking around. So awesome. It really is fun to peek into the world of a turtle and just get to see how they behave when they're underwater. And you really, look at how pretty that face is. These guys all hybridize with other species of turtles. You know, other Maremis, it's very simple. There's a lot of hybridization in captivity. So if you do get one, make sure you get the same species so you don't cause any hybrids, because it's great to keep turtles pure. Keep their bloodlines pure, and that's how you can help out with conservation. Making sure that we're keeping these turtles in their natural habitat and their natural bloodlines. Hey, little one. There you go. Really nice how it just finds the plants to just hide in. And look at all this algae, guys. Lots of algae here. This would be the perfect habitat. It's going to be fun to create a new pond for these guys so that the Japonica and the Japanese Reeves turtles have a cool spot to hang out. I love keeping things natural, as you guys know. Just poking around, looking for something to eat maybe, or looking for a place to hide, which I think he has found. Awesome, going under that algae. We won't see him anymore. Look at how well he blends in. That is amazing. Whew! All right, everyone, let's get this little dude out. Oh, there he is. The Japanese wood turtle, Japanese pond turtle, or the Japanese stone turtle. A really unique and fun species, one that you can find in captivity. They are not yet threatened, but as with all turtle and tortoise species all over the globe, they are losing their habitat to development. And so, guys, it's up to us to make sure we provide really good homes in our back gardens. And if you're living in Japan, you can really create a cool habitat in your back garden to allow these animals to thrive. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Really fun seeing this species here at the camp. And we'll be creating more habitat for these little guys soon, don't worry. But of course, I still have to finish Slinky's giant, massive enclosure. I wish I could cohabitate these guys with good old Slinky, but he would swallow this dude without any trouble. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Japanese wood turtle, an awesome species, man. Check them out. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this little turtle here. And let me know what other species you'd like to see me highlight here at Kamp Kenan. We'll talk to you guys soon. Go ahead, little dude.